Namaste, everyone. Welcome to Hindu Center of Atlanta's weekly spiritual learning program. Today, we are joined with Acharya Brahmadevji in the context of World Environment Day. Acharya will be enlightening us about the environment in Vaidik Hindu philosophy. Acharya Brahmadevji has an inclusive educational background in science, banking, management, and Darshanacharya Vedic philosophy, Darshan Yog Mahavidyalaya, Gujarat, and a diverse career in financial services, industry, and at Arya Sabha Mauritius. He has been a key resource person for Arya Sabha Mauritius on the universal Vedic values, yoga and meditation, and on interfaith and intercultural dialogue at various national and international forums. The Mauritius Council of Religions, Arya Pratinidhi Sabha America, Greater Atlanta Vedic Temple, and Hindu Center of Atlanta Yoga and Meditation Center in Coming. He is author of numerous insightful articles on Vedic philosophy and contemporary issues in English and French. Over to Acharya.
Om Namaste Ji. Let's bring our mind to focus. Sit down straight, close the eyes gently, and deep inhale and exhale. While exhaling, we are going to chant the universal sound, the prime name of Ishvara God, Om. And take the habit of, while chanting Om, just listen to our own pronunciation and the vibrations which originate from the belly button region, the digestive region, moving up the spine to reach the brain. Om Bhurabhuva Swa Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Join the palms together, rub them gently, cover the eyes and open the eyes below the palms with the energy to the facial muscles. Thank you. June 05, World Environment Day. And today we are going to delve into environment in the Vedic Hindu philosophy. Environment consists of our surroundings, or in one word, Mother Nature or Mother Earth. Or when we refer to climate, to fauna, flora, to the habitat, to the realm of this universe, we always refer to it as environment. It's everything around us: air, soil, water, plants, animals, whatever we can imagine that exists around us is all environment, including human beings. So the question is, why environment and how does it join the Hindu Vedic philosophy? If we go into the depth of the Vedas, the depth of our culture, our traditions, we always refer to Mother Earth as Mata Bhumi or Bhumi Mata. And that comes from the Vedas because there's one mantra in the Atharva Ved which says, Bhumi Mata Aham Prithivya. Just 1 minute, please. Sorry. So from that Atharva Ved, which has a whole Bhumi Sukta dealing about Mother Earth, that connects us directly to the environment. Question is, why do we need a healthy environment? Because our survival, the survival of plants and animals, depend on how we treat the environment. We need a balanced ecosystems because as all living beings, including we humans, we interact in specific ways to survive and to thrive. That's our link with the environment. World Environment Day is the opportunity or one day to sensitize us on our collective values and lifestyles. Remember, we've been talking about reduce, reuse, and recycle since more than 3 decades now, but little as results. Probably because we've not aligned our lifestyles, our values, our behaviors towards sustainable environment. Striking the balance between economic, social, and environmental needs of the present and future generations of humanity. We've been taking the environment as if we have a second planet, Earth, on the side, and if things go wrong here, we can just shift to the other side. That's not the case. Well, if we look into the 5 daily duties, practices of, in the Hindu Vedic philosophy, Pancha Mahayaj. We have the Devyaj Agnihotra among them, which is offerings of ghee and samagri, a mixture of medicinal fragrant herbs and sweet substances to the fire. The vapors diffuse into the air, the medicinal herbs and samagri combined is for sanitization and purification of the environment. One way to understand it is when we have a fire, instead of putting ghee and samagri, just put one dry chili. So if it's a hall with even 1,000 persons, everybody will look for the doors to escape. So likewise, this fire of Havan, Agnihotra, spreads the values, the medicinal properties of the herbs into the atmosphere. Then we have Balivaishwa Devyaj, the 5th one on the list, which is caring for other living beings. So if we see our daily life in the Vedic Hindu philosophy is linked through the 5 Mahayajnas to connect us to the environment. Then there's one thing which is very popular, Yajyovai Shreshtatam Karmana. Yaj is the most noble of deeds. Yaj refers to all beneficial and benevolent actions, not limited to the Havan Kund and Swaha, 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 but it encompasses the whole aspect of our life. And in the context of environment, we need respectful and responsible behavior to our environment. And for that, we need really to be a role model, practice what we preach, take the gift of knowledge of the Vedas and the physical sciences all around us. And as we do acts of charity, forgiveness, compassion towards other human beings, let's be compassionate towards our environment. So, for that, we need to stop the take for granted attitude. Remember karma. We'll respect nature. Nature will cater for our life, for our survival. But any disrespect has and will boomerang. We see the flash floods, the extended drought periods, the wildfires, the hurricanes, disease, distress. And one example is the interference with wildlife, which gave us the AH1N1 some 10, 15 years back, and presently COVID-19. Then we've gone on to reclaim land from the sea, but the sea has given us the rising sea levels. We've invaded forests, chopped them down, but now tigers, elephants are coming into urban regions. So it's one way, as we say, the karma is giving the boomerang. And we've seen, in spite of all the conferences, all the policies, worsening environmental crisis. So it shows the inadequacy of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. What is needed is to integrate the traditional and cultural knowledge practices for a holistic approach. We need this strong spiritual connect. And one example, which I was reading, and I saw the documentary on BBC. So it showed how the Aborigines are more closely connected to nature in daily life in Australia. And it was also talking about the natives in the various regions of the world closely connected to nature. And to control the wildfires, they knew how to make the breaks between large areas of forest. So if ever there is a fire, it doesn't crash into the whole forest. It goes till one extent and dies out immediately. And when there was a shortage, deficiency of rainfall, they had their own traditions, and which enjoined and were scientific. We probably don't see the logic, like in the Vedas, which prescribe Parjanya Yajna to have an effect, or to, as we say, hydrology. It provokes rainfall, or it controls excessive rainfall. So these are things that are there. We need an integrated approach. We need to visit or revisit traditional cultural knowledge and practices for a holistic approach. Reduce, reuse, recycle over 3 decades. And this year's theme is reimagine, recreate, and restore. I would take the last word in it, to restore. To succeed in that theme, yes, we need restore. What to restore? Responsible behavior, a close reconnect with nature, and reverence for life. Remember, in that process, every individual count to consolidate the global effort. It cannot be done only through conferences. It has to start with grassroots level actions. And respect for the environment. The Yajurveda 36 chapter 18th mantra says, Mitrasya chakshusha samiksha mahi. Let's look at all with a friendly eye. And when we say all, it's both living and non-living things. We all know the concept when we look at living and non-living things. There is the concept of Jar and Chetan in the Vedic Hindu philosophy. Jar is inanimate, non-living things. And Chetan is about conscious, animate, living beings. And the first one is Atma, the soul, and Paramatma, the supreme soul. Why connect? Because we are living on this planet Earth, which is Jar, inanimate. Air, water, space, fire, and air. Earth. These are non-living or inanimate things. But we as souls, we have to live on this planet and live, as we say, we've leased it from the future generations. So we have to return it to future generations as we had it or better. Then why connect Paramatma, Ishwar, God in this? He's given to us the knowledge of the Vedas and unfolded by the rishis. But then, even if we don't believe in God, let's look at the physical sciences, the way that each and every system balances the other one and creates the ecological balance. If we follow that, at least we are following the divine guidance and will be successful in managing that. Let's look at the deep depth of the Hindu philosophy. You have the Nasadiya Sukta in the Rig Veda, which talks about the creation. Very important part, because if we understand the creation, we'll understand the essence they connect to life. Then we have the Shanti Sukta in the Yajur Veda about peace. You have the Bhumi Sukta, the Parajanya Sukta on earth, hydrology, etc. in the Atharva Veda. It's full of, as we say, physical sciences to help us to manage this whole, our own existence in the world. Then we have what we know of the Shanti part, very beautiful mantra which we use as closing prayers in the Hindu Vedic philosophy, culture, traditions. Dyo Shanti, Antarik Shanti, Prithvi Shanti, etc. What refers to that in this mantra? It says Dyo, the celestial regions, Antariksh, the space, Prithvi, the earth, Apa, the waters, Oshadaya, seasonal crops and medicinal plants, Vanaspataya, perennial plants and vegetation, Vishwe Deva, learned and elderly, Brahma, the supreme creator, Sarvam, the whole universe. And then we pray that peace be peaceful, peace be with us. Let's have cosmic, physical, and spiritual peace. So each and every element of the universe, we've seen the Panch Mahabhut, the 5 gross elements: space, air, fire, water, and earth. It's all there. We've seen living beings. We've seen it takes in one word, Sarvam Shanti, the whole of the universe. And then we say, peace, be peaceful. So for that to succeed in getting peace, we have to be peaceful, respectful to nature and to the environment. Then let's see about how the Vedic values connect us to whole environment. We're going to take a few of them. Ahimsa, non-violence in thoughts, words, and actions. Destruction of nature of the environment is hinsa, violence. So let's start adopting the policies of ahimsa gradually. Make effective and efficient use of the resources, not abuse. Then satya, truthfulness. I would say, practice what we preach. That is truthfulness. Not having words for the world and in personal life doing something else. No. Then we see aparigraha, non-accumulation of superfluous things. So if we keep the essentials and what is needed for us to even live a decent life, no over-accumulation will still reduce our exploitation of the resources of this planet. Then santosh, be content, be happy for the things that we have. Don't be unhappy for what our neighbors and our friends have and that we don't have. If we are content with that, just like during the lockdowns of COVID, we'll relearn to live our life, as we say, on the essentials. And we got cleaner air, we got cleaner environment. So you see, nature also teaches us the lessons. Then tapa, austerity. That was what I was talking when we were living in the lockdowns, learning to live on the essentials. Then there is swa anushasanam, self-control, that helps us to better manage our behavior towards the environment. There's the strong willpower. Then there's soch, purity of mind, body, and spirit, and karma philosophy, which I talked about when I was talking about the boomerang of our karma in terms of flash floods, hurricanes, etc., etc. Then we've talked about the Vedas with the Nasadiya Sukta, Bhumi Sukta, Shanti Sukta, etc. Then let's see the other texts. The Upanishads have a very strong spiritual connect, teaching us to live spirituality as spiritual reality in daily life. The Darshan Shastras lead us to ethics and logics in our behavior. The Manusmriti guides us on law and order, and also how to react with Mother Earth and whatever is in our surroundings. The Chanakya Niti is about politics and good governance. So this is about policy now. Kautilya Artha Shastra is talking about economics and not measuring economics in terms of only GDP, but also economics in terms of creating better physical, mental, spiritual, and social happiness. Now let's look at the Itihas, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. Both of them have exile periods. And if we learn from the exile periods of Sri Ram, Sita, and Lakshman, all the 5 brothers among the Pandavas who went into exile, that shows to us those episodes how to prioritize on essentials, live in harmony with nature. And this is what the lockdowns of COVID reminded us. At one point in time, when we crossed 14 months into COVID, people always referred to that. If Ram could have survived 14 years, we can easily survive 14 months. But no, we are still on the policy of going out instead of caring for us through caring for the whole environment, for the whole of our surroundings. So we see how we are linked closely to the environment. Then this mantra, that chakshur deva hitam, purastat chukram ucharat pashyema sharadaha shatam jivema sharadaha shatam. Praying to Ishwar God for long, healthy life. But if we don't care for our surroundings, we live like the one-man island and take the use and abuse of whatever is around us. No, we are not going to live long life because pollution is going to reduce our life. It's going to reduce the power of our vision, which is in the mantra Pashyema Sharadaha Shatam. Noise pollution is going to reduce our hearing capacity, which says Shrinuyama Sharadaha Shatam. Then Prabhavama Sharadaha Shatam, it will reduce our wisdom. So this mantra also connects us to our surroundings. That was what we was talking about in the intro. Mata Bhumi Putro Aham Prithivya. The Atharva Ved says our planet, Mother Earth, is beneficial and soothing, just like the mother is to her children. So we need to treat her right to benefit from her grace and splendor. That is a short, very short part of the mantra. Just remember that. Mata Bhumi Putro Aham Prithivya. Mother Earth is beneficial and soothing. Let's treat her right to benefit from her grace and splendor. So, to understand the environment and to appreciate what is all around us, I will go into something which is practical. To appreciate the importance of the environment in our life, let's take moments daily, probably 3 minutes or 5 minutes. Watch our surroundings, watch the creation, especially summer in the Northern Hemisphere, in US, Canada, etc. Lots of flowers, lots of new leaves, lots of colors in the environment. Even the colors of the morning sun on the various sides of our surroundings. Even on the single tree, we can see different shades of colors. So let's join our relatives and friends, sit down and appreciate, connect to nature. Then we'll learn about appreciating the wonders of the creation, not the 7 wonders of the world, but the wonders of the creation. This is the greatest wonder. Take moments daily, observe, smell the fresh air of the forest or the trees around our houses. See germinating seeds and teach children, put a few seeds in a pot. Show to children the marvel of the creation, how a seed germinates and grows into a plant. Show them the colorful flowers around, natural flowers, not the artificial ones we keep in our homes. When we go for long drives, show them the crops in the fields, the fruit-laden trees and plants. And very important, enjoy the scenery of sunrise and sunset that we can do at least daily, or if not 3-4 times during a week. Let's enjoy the shades of light on the sides of hills and mountains or rivers. Let's enjoy nature at changing seasons. Or at the night, see the stars and the moon in the sky. And we all know where there is high level of pollution, we don't even see the stars and the moon is blurred. So let's appreciate that. Let's see the innocence of children, how they are playful when they are very young, probably at the age of 1 to 5. Let's see the hard working of the ants, how they go in one line. Show these smaller things to children. They will learn to respect the environment, and we'll also teach them as role models. Take moments daily to listen to the chirping of birds, to the sound of water flowing in streams and rivers when we go on outings, the sound of waves on lakes and oceans, and feel the warm, cool, soothing breeze, even in summer, by just sitting underneath a tree or standing underneath a tree. If we do these small things in our life, we'll be benchmarking our concern for the environment. We'll be able as single individual to follow this edict from the Vedas. Bhumisuk, Prajapati, Prithivi, Vishwagarbha, Masham Aranyo Na Krinotu. Says, let's provide strong leadership as learned men. And learned men doesn't only mean knowledgeable persons who have read books, etc., but people of life experiences also are learned men there. And from that strong leadership which we can provide, we'll provide also a strong spiritual commitment to act dutifully. Prajapati Prithvi Vishwa Garbha Masham Ranyo na krinotu. Let's provide that strong leadership as an individual. And if we multiply that, we take 10 persons in our community and 10 persons multiply by 10 in each community of the city or the town we are staying, and see the multiplying effect, the synergy that will bring into. That's one way to benchmark our concern and our actions to the environment. See the marvels of nature, not, as I said, the 7 wonders of the world, but the real wonder in this creation. Let's make environmental science, as prescribed in the Vedic Hindu way of life, part and parcel of our daily life. Well, I just hope I've been able to provide some insight. It can go deeper into what I said, but I just try to be just brushing about. And if you want to join us, you can join us on Facebook. All the videos are there. You can drop us a line on Facebook Messenger. You can watch our videos on Hindu Center of Atlanta, or queries. You can also write to us on Hindu Center of Atlanta at gmail.com, or connect to us on WhatsApp. Thank you for your attention. I'll leave it to Dhananjayji for the closing.
Thank you, Acharyaji, for your beautiful reminder for the World Environment Day today, and how it is described in our philosophy. Acharyaji started with the 5 daily duties in today's session, where it is described Bali Bash Dev Yagya, where it suggests us to care for the living being around us. It says the Vedic Hindu philosophy also suggests us to stop the take for granted attitude and respect the nature and care for life. This respect for the environment can cause different kind of natural calamities. To celebrate World Environment Day, we must reduce, reuse, and recycle. Acharyaji also tells us, on the basis of Vedic Hindu philosophy, that we should have the responsible behavior, reconnecting with the nature, and reverence for life. Acharyaji explained us with the different Vedic mantras, Jad, Chetan, and other Vedic values like Ahimsa, Sat, Aparigraha, Santosh, Tap, Swadhyay, Dhi, and Sauch. If you want to get through all this in detail, please watch this video right from the beginning. You will get explanation for all these things. Just for a reminder, we have a weekly program for the kids and young youth every Friday evening, 9 p.m. Every Saturday, we have weekly satsang, and on Sunday, spiritual learning for the adults. So please do join us on these days and times. Hope to see you soon. Thank you. Acharyaji will close us with the Om Jap.
Yeah, thank you, Dhananjayji. And that's a way of, if you want to get each of these points, that's why I've run the PowerPoint along with my lecture today on the environment. So you can catch each and every single point of them through the PowerPoint presentation, which was in the lecture. So let's sit down straight. One Om Jap, deep inhale. Thank you. Namaste.